Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Melbourne Knights would like to take a moment to thank our corporate sponsors for their support this season, much of which would be difficult to attain and achieve without their constant support. They involve Thompson Civil Constructions, IND Concrete Structures, Melbourne Glacier Soccer Club, Evolution Electrical, Sheridan Homes, ANHD, Melbourne and Geelong, Globe Landscaping, Divine Mercy, Australia, Bendigo Bank, East Keilor, Scene, powered by Energy Australia, TFH for the event hire needs, and Woodland TV. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the Langwarrin starting 11. They include number 1, Jonty Benfield, number 5, Luke Adams, number 7, Thomas Youngs, number 8, Scott Lockie, number 9, Alan Webb, number 12, Bradley Rubenthal, number 14, Tosan Opo, number 16, Benjamin Mason, number 22, Sayed Pateni, number 26, Rogan McGeorge, number 35, Lucas Motelli. Rafael Mati. Number 2, Marco Zabella. Number 5, Tomas Karlovic. Number 7, Adam Otto. Number 9, Josh Dibben. Number 10, Luka Kulic. Number 11, Fraser Dunlop. Number 13, Aisen Ishak. Number 17, Atticus Speedy Gonzalez. Number 19, Lewis Gilboy, and number 20, Ismail Haji. The team is supported by substitutes. Number 3, Theo Resti. Number 4, Morris Nugent. Number 12, Mark Butchek. Number 23, Jake Ellenberger. And 33, Lucas Shrekowski. And number 14, Stefan Bilic. Number 9, Pro Squad, Team Calendar.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to everyone tuning in on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. We're at a sunny Tomset Stadium here in this round 25 clash between the home side, the Melbourne Knights, and the visiting Langwarrin. It's been a tale of two very different seasons for these two sides, with the result on Friday night between Northcote and Brunswick Juventus. Melbourne Knights have secured the VPL1 championship and will be playing NPL football in season 2027. On the other side of the ledger, Langwarrin, they are fighting for their lives. With 2 games to go, they're currently languishing in the relegation zone, and they will need a point from either today's fixture or next week's fixture against North Geelong Warriors to stay in VPL1 football. Good afternoon, my name is Ivan Gurgic and I'll be joined today by Tonchi Prusats. Tonchi, welcome to a nice and sunny Tomset Stadium.
Mate, I can't hear a word that you just said. Good afternoon, viewers. It's a pleasure to be here at a very, very loud, boisterous and very colourful Tomset Stadium for what is going to be a crucial game for one side, a celebration for the other side. Yes, Ivan, it's going to be a wonderful game. Langwarrin basically playing for their survival, and the Melbourne Knights effectively saying goodbye to the VPL1 after having been promoted and crowned champions as well. They'll be playing in NPL Victoria football next season, and boy, isn't it going to be great to see this stadium once again return to where it belongs in NPL football.
As we're just about to get underway here, we'll quickly run through today's team lineups, starting with the Melbourne Knights. They have made 5 changes from their last fixture, that 1-1 draw against Port Melbourne. In goals, number 1, Gab Maddy. Number 2, Marco Tavella. Number 5, Thomas Karlovic. Number 7, Adam Otto. Number 9, Josh Diven. Number 10, Luka Korlic. Number 11, Fraser Dunlop. Number 13, Asen Ishak. Number 17, Atticus Gonzalez. Number 19, Lewis Gilboy. And number 20, Ismail Haji. On the bench, number 3, Theo Oresti. Number 4, Morris Nugent. Number 12, Mark Ochieng. Number 14, Stepan Bilic. Number 23, Jake Ellenberger. And number 33, Lucas Trenkowski. For Langwarrin, in goals, number 1, Jonty Benfield. Number 5, Luke Adams. Number 7, Tom Youngs. Number 8, Scott Lockhead. Number 9, Alan Webb. Number 12, Bradley Blumenthal. Number 14, Tosin Popo. Number 16, Benjamin Mason. Number 22, Sayed Fatemi. Number 26, Rogan McGeorge. And number 35, Lucas Portelli. On the bench, number 15, Charlie Fry. Number 18, Mark Deacon. Number 23, Dylan Street. Number 27, Aryan Batia. Number 31, Branton Kindler. And number 36, Jed Hagenars. As we're just clearing some streamers here, it's definitely party time on the Quarry Hillside here at Summer Street, as the fans are delighted with the season that has been for the Melbourne Knights, and they'll be looking to put an exclamation mark on this one, Tonchi.
Absolutely. As we're underway, the Langwarrin side in the blue top, blue shorts and the red socks, they'll be kicking to the left of your screen. The Melbourne Knights in their traditional red, white and blue, they'll be kicking to the right of the side. An interesting battle with the Knights, or within the Knights, is going to be fought between numbers 9 and 10. Josh Diven and Luka Korlic, they're both on 10 goals apiece this season, so they'll certainly be looking to add to their goal-scoring tally and take out the Golden Boot award for their team, for the club. And as the Knights we see in action now, Gonzalez in the middle of the park, just definitely passing it over to his defence. The defence in no urgency to move the ball upfield, as there's still some streamers being taken off, and I feel sorry for the officials there as they clear everything. A stray streamer seems to make its way onto the park, as Karlovic now He was a scorer last week against Port Melbourne. Maybe a disappointing result in the sense that the Knights didn't win the game, but that point was enough to secure them the league title by last night practically.
Yeah, even though Port Melbourne had nothing to play for last week, Tonchi, they were very resolute behind the ball in defence. Took until later in the second half for Knights to find the breakthrough. Fantastic late run into the box from Karlovic to level the scores. They couldn't quite find the winner, but with the result of Brunswick Juventus beating Northcote 2-1, that sealed the premiership for the Knights. Fantastic conditions here at Tomset Stadium today. Brilliant atmosphere here as well. Langwarrin will be up against it with the long road trip as well, Tonchi. Hopefully they bring their A-game today.
Yeah, it'll be a long way to travel if they have to without any points. But as Ivan said, we've got an interesting situation at the foot of the ladder. Port Melbourne, obviously, bottom side, they going out, along with Western United, who the sad demise of United. But then it comes down to the third last place team. At the moment, Langwarrin are on the same amount of points as North Sunshine Eagles, but with 2 games in hand. Obviously, today's game and then next week's game against the Knights' sister club, North Geelong Warriors. That game at Lawton Park Reserve. As we see the Knights now going into attack. Diven there was on the end of it, but unfortunately for the Knights fans, the loud Knights fans, and it's good to see a lot of the little kiddies doing their bit. They're actually cleaning up the streamers. They made a mess, but they're cleaning up after themselves. So great to see. Fantastic conditions. Spring is certainly in the air. Bright sunshine here. Not a breath of wind or very, very slight breeze. Lots of colour, but the ground itself, it's interesting. There's a lot of patches there, but it's quite firm, quite even. So we're in for a fantastic game of football, dare I say.
As we touched on at the start of this one, Melbourne Knights have made 5 changes. Maddie came in goals. Marco Tavella at right back. Adam Otto at left back. Lewis Gilboy is operating on this right-hand flank. And Ismail Haji is operating in a centre midfield position. Out go Theo Oresti, Mark Ochieng, Lucas Trenkowski, Morris Nugent, and also Nathan Flanagan. For Langwarrin, they've actually had 3 weeks between games. There was obviously the Doherty Cup final round, where it was a catch-up round. And last week they were scheduled to play Western United, but didn't have a fixture. So they've probably had a mini block of pre-season almost, Tonchi, to get prepared for their last couple of games here. So they've made a few changes. Lucas Portelli, their centre-back, he's back, as well as Tom Youngs, who's operating on this left wing to start the game, and Jonty Benfield in goals. So the issue for Langwarrin hasn't been scoring goals, Tonchi. It's been the defence. They've conceded, I think, 53 goals for the season so far. 51. So they'll need to be resolute in the back today. Melbourne Knights, on the other hand, they do have the league-leading defence, only conceding 20 goals for the season. It's been a fantastic campaign as Ismail Haji just strikes over the bar. It's been a fantastic campaign for Mick Calandrella and his troops behind the ball. Very measly and a tough defence to break down.
Yeah, interestingly, Langwarrin has got the worst defence in the competition, having conceded 51 goals. The Melbourne Knights, on the other hand, even though they're on top, they've scored the third most amount of goals this year, having scored 41. Eltham Redbacks have scored 51 and the Melbourne Victory 48, but it's interestingly those two teams occupy 5th and 6th position. So even though you've got to score goals, you've got to also have to make sure that you defend well. As Langwarrin now goes into attack, and and there's a deflection. Here we go with the first goal, and it's Lockhead. Lockhead runs over to the MCF, and he goes to silence it. Oh, I don't know, that's not really nice to provoke the fans. But anyway, we have got a game on here at Tomset Stadium. After 6 minutes, it's Langwarrin, and it looked like it took a little bit of a deflection there off might have been one of the Knights players, and it's deflected past Gabriel Matti, who comes in for Lucas Trenkovski, and not the way he would have liked to have started today's game. Knights down 1-0 to Langwarrin.
Yeah, nice strike from Scott Lockhead's left foot. He made the move, of course, from Green Gully, where he was at the start of the season in NPL. And he's made the journey down the southeast. Here's Lockhead again on the ball. Out wide to Youngs. Langwarrin with a bit of momentum now. Scott Lockhead, a very accomplished footballer in Victoria. Has also represented Pascoe Vale when they were in the old NPL 2. And yeah, Langwarrin definitely got a lot of firepower. Lockhead through the middle of the park. Tom Youngs, he's very nimble and agile on the left-hand side. Alan Webb, of course, former Melbourne Knights player. The number 9, he's got 11 goals for the season. Bradley Blumenthal as well, he's had a very good season. And they've got experience at the back with the likes of Luke Adams and Lucas Portelli. As Melbourne Knights will just need to settle down here, gain a bit of ascendancy in this one. Looks like Haji and Atticus Gonzalez are playing as the 2 centre midfielders, with Luka Korlich operating in his customary number 10 position. Josh Diven leading the line for the Knights, with Lewis Gilboy on the right. And Fraser Dunlop on the left. Melbourne Knights just happy to retain possession here, just settle. Ball out to Tavella. Karlovic. Intercepted by McGeorge. Here's Lockhead. I mean, Tonchi, theoretically, Melbourne Knights don't have much to play for today with their season already sealed at the top of the table, but I'm sure with this great attendance today, they'll want to finish the season with their last home game with a win for their supporters.
Absolutely. Well said there. Yeah, and I think that's probably the best scenario they could have actually outplayed Langwarrin scoring an early goal. And that's the firecracker that'll probably ignite the Knights, because they don't want to lose. That's, yes, they've secured the title. Yes, the party's going to start, but there's still a job to do. And look, knowing Mick Calandrella as well, he's a very competitive fella. Last year, he took Brunswick Juventus from VPL2 to VPL1. And guess what? Juventus now also on the cusp of getting promoted to NPL. What a great story that is. And speaking of which, I mean, next year's NPL competition, it's got all the big clubs, both historically and at the moment, the clubs that are, outside the A-League, the biggest clubs in Victoria. And what a competition that is going to be. But in the meantime, the Knights definitely want to end on a winning note, that's for sure. As they do go into attack, it's well shepherded there by one of the... by the Langwarrin defenders there on the far side, and ball goes out of play. Goal kick for Langwarrin. But absolutely, I think there's a great deal of pride in this Knights side, and I think that's what's really pushed them all season in some of the big games in particular, where they know they've got good supporters, they know they've got a big supporter base. They certainly don't want to walk off this park today having lost, even though they've effectively won the competition. But yeah, absolutely, you're spot on. They're going to be wanting to claw back and then also take the lead.
Knights in attack on this left-hand side. Inboard. Falls. Side netting. Half chance there. Josh Diven. Ball just fell to him. Langwarrin unable to clear. He's rifled that one into the side netting. Of course, second last week of Victorian football action before the playoffs And there is one other game with VPL1 playoff ramifications today at Petty's Reserve, 3:15 kickoff between Manningham and Melbourne Victory youth team. So it will be interesting to see. Manningham are still a chance for a playoff position, but it is a must-win game for them. Melbourne Victory secured into the playoffs, but they'll be hoping to secure a third or fourth spot to get a home semi-final in the playoffs. Adds a sort of extra layer to VPL1 with the playoffs and a bit more intrigue. So after the last game of the season next week, the teams will have a week off, and then 3rd to 6th will play off for that final spot in NPL football for the season 2027. Ball comes through here for Temi. Out to Youngs. 1v1 with Tavella. Will he cut in? Will he go down the line? He goes inboard for Temi. Well defended, and it will be a Langwarrin corner kick.
That game, the Victory Eltham game kicking off at, the Manningham United Melbourne Victory game kicking off in a few minutes' time at 3:15. Staggered start there as we await for the ball to be taken as a corner kick. I think it's Tosan Popo, sorry. He's over the ball. And the Langwarrin players almost on the edge of the box, ready to jump in and look for an opening. Going towards the back post. A header there, and it just went over the post. Couldn't see who that player was. That might have been Webb, actually. But now it's the Knights. Odo switches it, looking for Gilboy. He gets the ball now. Looks for any options that he's got. Gilboy still running. Lockhead fast pursuit. To the top of the box, it's cleared away. Karlovic now to Haji. He goes to his left where he finds Ishak. The Langwarrin defence pretty well structured at the moment. Is it Diven now on the edge of the box? Dips it into Corlic. Here's an opportunity for the Knights. That was Dunlop. Fraser Dunlop managed to get out there, but he was blocked by one of the Langwarrin defenders who poked the ball out for a corner. So here's an opportunity, almost a direct mirror of what happened about 3 minutes ago at the other end of the field. But this time it's a corner for the Melbourne Knights. This one goes to the near post. Diven with a header. Ball goes over the target, but looks like two of the Langwarrin players collided either with each other or with Diven. And Diven, he's a big fella. They kind of bounced off him, but obviously there was a head clash there. So the referee has to stop play and make sure that all the players are fine there. But next week we've still got the final round. All the games being played on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. The old traditional, keeping the teams all at the same games all at the same time, and it will be quite interesting to see that battle for the final spots, final positions, because it will have a direct bearing on I think the playoffs, won't it?
100%, and I'm sure there'll be a few North Sunshine Eagles fans tuning into today's fixture with one eye on this one. They'll need the Melbourne Knights to get the 3 points for them to have any chance of survival in VPL1. Of course, they've had a fantastic cup run in the Australia Cup into the quarterfinals. They'll be hoping that the Knights can get a result. Here's Lockhead. Slips it through to Webb. Last-ditch tackle from Karlovic, but the linesman has put his flag up for offside. My apologies, it was Ishak with that tackle. Langwarrin looking dangerous. They've definitely got pace up front. Matching styles with the Knights in a 4-3-3 formation. Ball on the left. Cleared by McGeorge. Here's Adam Otto. Of course, Adam Otto scored that wonder goal against Juventus away, that 1-0 win, which was, I think, one of the key results of the season to help them clinch the VPL1 title. And I mean, 1 goal a season, not the best output, but if you score a goal like that, I'd be happy with it for sure, Tonchi. As the game's just simmered here a little bit. 17 minutes in. Langwarrin with that early sucker punch. What can the Knights do in response? Sloppy turnover there. Comes out to Youngs. Karlovic, strong in the air. Here's Tavella. Looking for Diven. Overhit. And cleared out for a Knights throw-in. Of course, Melbourne Knights traditionally play a lot of Friday night fixtures, but when the sun's out, it's good to see Sunday afternoon football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of an unusual thing, a 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon kickoff, but a lot of the traditionalists are really loving this and reveling in it. And certainly the weather's come out, and it is a delightful afternoon here at Summer Street, or Tomset Stadium as it's now known these days. But yeah, it has been a bit of a lull now midway through this first half. And I guess you couldn't maintain that intensity the whole time as Lockhead now kicks the ball out. I think he was trying to clear it further afield, but must have come off the side of his boot. Ball goes out of play, and it's the Melbourne Knights to take that throw in. Karlovic now. He's had 13 starts this season. This is his 14th for the season. 22-year-old. Hudgy now in the middle of the park. Further afield, he goes to Gilboy. He tries to go through a couple of plays, and then he ends up somehow managing to twirl and find himself with the ball on his right foot. He had a cracking shot from about 20-odd metres out, possibly even further, but the Langwarrin keeper was able to ensure that went nowhere near the goal. Well, actually, he didn't ensure it. The ball went outside the target. But some of the Knights players were suggesting it may have taken a deflection off him, but off Benfield. But no, the referee deemed that it was a clear goal kick. So Benfield now to take that goal kick. Goes out towards his right in front of the grandstand here at Tomset Stadium. And Webb now trying to run onto a lofted through ball almost. As Karlovic now with the ball. Goes to his left. The Knights now looking to build another attack. Ball ends up back with Karlovic. Goes for a long searching ball looking for Diven. He's got 2 players to mark. Otto now to Corlish, back to Otto. Out onto the left-hand side. This could be a dangerous situation for Langwarrin. But they've been very well. Their defence has been really well structured. And it's hard to believe that they're fighting for their survival with the way they've been playing in these first almost 20 minutes. Karlovic now looking for options. There's Diven between 2 players. Obviously, Diven's been earmarked as the danger man. He's often got 2 players on him. As Youngs now knocked it all the way back to Popo. Popo still got it. Pursued by Tavella. Karlovic chests it down. Once again, Karlovic. He goes all the way back now. Ishak tries to cut it in. Here's a great opportunity for the Knights. And a slit at that decisive moment by Dunlop. Langwarrin now coming away with it. And the ball's played out by Asan Ishak. Throw in for Langwarrin.
It's been a feature of Asan Ishak this season. Very comfortable driving into the heart of midfield. Fantastic ball there for Fraser Dunlop. Just quite didn't have enough pace on it. The Langwarrin defence did well to snuff out that one. But Langwarrin here have settled into a lower defensive block. And I think they'll be happy to play on the counter-attack, utilise their pace. Ball with Tavella. Inboard to Karlovic. Miscue to Haji. Blumenthal. Not a bad effort. 25-yard strike. Eyes lit up. Just wasn't able to keep it down and on target. And Gab Matty will be relieved that that one sailed over. Of course, Langwarrin have been in the second division of Victorian football for almost 10 years now, since winning the State 1 title in 2017. Been a mainstay of this competition. They'll be hoping they can lock in their spot for yet another year. And they've had their injury troubles a little bit this year. Zach Bates, one of their signings from Northcote at the start of the year, unfortunately suffered a pretty bad leg injury early on in pre-season. He made the move across from Northcote with Alan Webb. His ball into McGeorge. He's turned over here into Diven. Can't get it under control. Just loses his footing. Youngs to Fatemi. Lockhead. Here's Webb. Comfortable in possession here, Langwarrin. Circulate out to Portelli. Doesn't mind a long ball, Lucas Portelli. Not a bad channel there. That one's just over here. Yeah, Alan Webb has been a good signing across from Northcote with the 11 goals in the campaign so far. Scott Lockhead recently joined in the mid-season transfer window as well. One key matchup today will be in the heart of that midfield. Rogan McGeorge trying to stop Luka Korlic, who's probably been one of the three-star players for the Knights this season. He's had a fantastic campaign, 10 goals to his name. He'll be hoping to get one over McGeorge today and bag one or two in this one. Corner for the Melbourne Knights. Halfway through this first half. Gonzalez to whip it in with his right foot. Back post. Beats everyone. Here's Korlic. Unable to beat his man. Langwarrin come away with it. And a professional foul there from Luka Korlic.
Had to slow things down there. Korlic only 22, Melbourne Victory youth product. Well, he's a Melbourne Knights junior product. Went over to Melbourne Victory and came back in the off-season. He has been an absolute revelation. And apart from the fact he scored 10 goals, so he's the joint top goal scorer, it's also that inspiration that he's provided the team across the middle of the park. And he's been a phenomenal asset to the Knights team this year. And I'm sure he'll continue to grow in the NPL competition next season as well. Still scores coming through from the other ground. It's still 0-0, but it's just got off the game ground, that one. As here's another opportunity, a half-hearted, attempt there by Blumenthal. Was it a cross? Was it a shot from an acute angle? I guess only he will know, but he was certainly off balance, that's for sure. Goal kick to the Melbourne Knights. And Matty now will take it. He's a good keeper, Gabriel Matty. Just I guess he hasn't had the opportunity this year because Lucas Trenkovski has been in absolute fantastic form. And certainly the games that we've had an opportunity to call throughout the year, Trenkovski has been an amazing custodian there in the back. Darcy Atanasovsky getting injured early in the season. I just wonder how much of an effect that also had, because he was that real target man, allowing Josh Diven to be almost like an attacking midfielder. But Diven's really stepped up well, and he's quite a robust player, and he's become somewhat of that target man as well. And And it, I guess it shows he scored 10 goals this season. He's had a couple of half chances so far, but all in all, in the opening 26 minutes or so of this game, it's Langwarrin on top here, 1-0 on the scoreline, but also in overall play. That would be my fair assumption, Ivan.
Yeah, not much in the way of chances so far. Scott Lockhead probably a little bit lucky with that deflection. The ball sailed into Gab Matty's net. Good feet on this right-hand side. No foul called from the referee on Fatemi. Ball in dispute. Shirt pull. And after a bit of scrap, there's Rogan McGeorge getting involved, as he likes to do. Doesn't mind a bit of niggle, does Rogan, the 34-year-old veteran. It's been a mainstay of this Langwarrin side for years.
It's really scrambly on that side of the field over there. Arms, legs, bodies going everywhere. And they're certainly going to... It's almost like... And it is quite warm. Like we're now facing the sun. And when you're standing in the sun, it's actually unusually quite warm. Now, that means, obviously, that the tempo is not going to be as intense as it was when it first started. So they probably do need what they had at the FIFA World Cup, the rejuvenation break or rehydration break or whatever you want to call it. But it is quite warm conditions out there, and you can see that the intensity is starting to sort of just drop midway through this first half, Ivan.
Yeah, I think Langwarrin with that early goal, they're just happy to sit back and they don't need to play this game at a high tempo. They've got the 1-0 lead now. Ball through to Tavella, great touch, beats Youngs. Inboard, can't connect with Diven. Portelli comes out. There's McGeorge again. To Youngs, numbers in the middle. Portelli drifting forward. And he wins a free kick for a shirt pull. Yeah, Langwarrin, I think they're content with their 1-0 lead. They don't need to push unnecessary numbers forward. They'll let the Knights dictate the game and look to build some opportunities off the back of that. I'm sure the Knights will commit some more numbers forward in this second half if they are still 1-0 down. But yeah, very good start for Jamie Skelly's men in their bid to stay in VPL1 for another season. In round 25 now, Tonchi, it only felt like yesterday it was round 1, we were gearing up for a season, and before you know it, nearly another season at its conclusion.
Yeah, so it was round 1 way back in February when the Knights took on sister club North Geelong at Churchill Reserve in a double header when St Albans took on Dandenong City. So it was an all-Croatian affair that day, and a good crowd of in excess of 2,000 on that day. The Knights lost to North Geelong 1-0 on the opening day, but since then the Knights have really asserted their authority on the VPL1 competition. And have consistently done extremely well throughout the year. 15 wins, 3 draws and only 4 losses. And at the moment, a goal difference of 41-4, 16 against. Only 16 goals conceded, and that's including Lockhead's goal in the 6th minute. We've hit the half-hour mark here at Tom Set Stadium. And if Langwarrin can go into the sheds with this narrow 1-0 lead, they certainly will be very, very happy with that. The Knights will be looking to score score a goal, find that equaliser, and just to open up the second half, or even to allow them a little bit of breathing space. But I don't think Mick Calandrella is going to be too worried at this stage. Langwarrin are at the moment leading 1-0, but they're not dominating to the extent that they are dominating overall, but they're certainly not dominating in the sense that the Knights are absolutely out of this game. No, we've got a game, folks. Only 30 minutes gone into the game. Another 60 or so minutes as Karlovic now has the ball on the halfway line for the Melbourne Knights, looking for options further afield. But as we said on a couple of occasions, the Langwarrin defence is very, very well structured, not allowing for any gaps at this stage. And as the ball floats now towards Benfield, he's got the ball in his possession as Diven casually walks over there, not expecting to do anything. And the Langwarrin custodian in the all-yellow kit, he's looking for his fellow teammates in the royal blue kit, I guess. The ball goes out of play by Ishak, who heads the ball out. Throw in for Langwarrin. Good crowd, we mentioned it. There's been football happening here at Tomset Stadium from the early morning with the juniors, the under-21s, the under-23s. The senior women's team were in action as well. And it's great to see that the Melbourne Knights, after a couple of years of hiatus, they've got a senior women's team as well, at the moment competing in State League 3. But I dare say I think they're on track from promotion into the higher leagues. And there's always restructurings happening in the lower divisions of the women's competition, so there's always opportunities to go further up. So it certainly is a club that's in many ways rejuvenated. New committee took over earlier this year. They've done a great job in certainly getting the crowds back and making it a match day experience here at Tomset Stadium as we return to the field, and it's a corner for Langwarrin. The ball floats towards the back post, way past the back post. There's a whole heap of bodies there, and there was an infringement, a little bit of a tussle in the penalty box. The perpetrator was a player in the royal blue, and the recipient of the free kick will be a player in red, i.e. the Melbourne Knights.
34 minutes down here. As we touched on before, just a quick recap of the other VPL1 games this weekend. On Friday night, Brunswick Juventus beat Northcote City 2-1 away at John Cain Memorial Park. In yesterday's action, Eltham Redbacks, a 2-0 win over Port Melbourne. North Sunshine with a 2-0 win over Brunswick City to keep their hopes alive of staying in the division. Here goes Diven out wide. Otto, left foot, and that one's been claimed. At Kevin Bartlett Reserve, it was a scrappy 1-0 win to the Bulleen Lions against Melbourne Serbia. The likes of Dante Conte and Jamie Wilson would have loved that one. Scrappy contest. They dominated the midfield battle there. And the other game in today, at Petty's Reserve, Melbourne Victory Youth have taken the lead 1-0 against Manningham. Here's Knights on the attack. Left-hand side, cut back. Well defended from Langwarrin, from Scott Lockhead. Good positioning in the box there. And it will be a Langwarrin throw. Good opportunity there for the Knights, finding themselves with some space on that left-hand side. Just unable to find that final ball into Diven or Corlich's feet. As you said before, Tonchi, Langwarrin very well structured early on here. They've had a few weeks off to probably work on their game plan, to get a few players back from injury and just solidify their team, their lineup, their tactics. And it seems to be going well so far.
Yeah, sometimes that break, particularly towards the end of the season, can break up a little bit of that momentum, that rhythm, and it's almost counterproductive. But in Langwarrin's case, it certainly hasn't been counterproductive. On the contrary, it's been actually very productive, as we can see from this opening half hour. A free kick now to Langwarrin. Deep inside their attacking half, in front of the impressive grandstand here at Tomset Stadium. providing some much-needed shelter from the sun. We've got a fantastic view here in the media tower on the outer, but let me say we're right in the sun, so bit by bit the jacket's coming off, the jumper's coming off, and real T-shirt weather. It's a delight to be here at Tomset Stadium on this pre-spring afternoon, as Langwarrin now an opportunity to double their lead and hit. That's exactly what's happened, or is that the case? No. For a minute, it was a well-delivered ball that was headed in, or that was volleyed in, but it was actually deemed to have been offside. And I do believe that player may well have been Lucas Portelli sliding in, but the assistant linesman on that far side, he said he was in great position. He saw right from the outset it was offside. Karlovic now goes long, looking for teammates further upfield. Lockhead drifting back to help his teammates out. And now Gilboy he's looking for a gap. It takes a deflection there off, who was that? I believe it was number 5. Was it Adams maybe? But it is now going to be a corner now kick for the Knights. And there's certainly no rush to take it. They're slowly going over to... It's Gonzalez is going to take it. He's just waiting for the ball to come to him. But the tempo really has slowed down dramatically over the last 20 minutes. Langwarrin in the lead at the moment, and that's kind of working to their game plan, no doubt. As for the Knights, they're quite patient. Atticus Gonzalez now to the top of the box, and that was that Diven? It was indeed. And his header just goes, no, it wasn't Diven. It was, in fact, I think it was Otto. The ball just went a little bit to the side of the target. It was indeed Adam Otto. Diven was right behind him, and that ball now goes out for a goal kick for Langwarrin.
Golden opportunity there for the Knights. Fantastic ball in from Atticus Gonzalez. Has had a very good second half of this season as he's been able to break his way into this lineup. Just unable to head that one on target there. Knights will be ruining that missed opportunity. Gilboy 1v1. Does well with the flick. Popo has his measure and wins the foul. It's always an interesting quirk of Tomset Stadium, Tonchi, that sun setting on a Sunday afternoon. Always proves difficult, especially when the balls are being crossed in from that grandstand side. Visibility is not ideal looking into the sun. Fantastic conditions for the crowd, but as a player, sometimes not ideal when you're trying to clear a header. But yeah, as you said, the pitch is in great condition. And here the Knights come out of defence. Final 5 minutes of this first half. Gilboy loves to have the ball at his feet. Plays it to his other mid-season signing in Haji. And that ball's intercepted by Tom Youngs. And smart body work there from Tosin Popo to draw the foul. Langwarrin happy to take their time here. Just take the sting out of this one. They would not want to concede a goal here in the final 4 or 5 minutes. They've been very solid in defence all afternoon so far. And they're happy to eke out these last few minutes of the first half.
There haven't been too many stoppages, just that one goal, obviously, so there won't be too much time added on at the current rate, maybe a minute, unlikely to. So we've probably got 5 minutes at best left in this opening half. As Ivan said, it's a case of Langwarrin will be very, very happy to go in at the Sheds 1-0 up. the Knights have had some half chances. They haven't had anything too much, but I think a half-time dressing down by Mick Calandrella will no doubt fire them up. But look, one thing about the Knights this year, they know how to pace themselves as well. And I think that's been a pretty crucial factor in the 26-round season this year. And just knowing when to pace themselves. Karlovic now goes forward. Luka Kolic, good use of the body there. Goes out to Gilboy. Great little ball there. Gilboy now looks for Diven. Goes past him. Dunlop on the far side. Otto. Melbourne Knights now sniffing they may have a chance just before half-time. Ishak now. He's got space. Looking for Diven further afield. He's unable to control it. And the ball rolls to Benfield in the Langwarrin goals. 42 minutes gone. So, like I said, at best, maybe 4 minutes to go in this opening half. It's been a good half by Langwarrin. They scored that goal. They pounced on their opportunity. But more impressively, I guess, they've also been very, very good defensively. They've stuck to the game plan. They've really stuck to their roles. And as we now see Karlovic going forward, just desperately trying to clear it further afield. Haji. But it's Langwarrin. Webb now chasing for the ball. Ishak able to knock it away to safety. Throw in now for Langwarrin, and with only minutes to go of this opening stanza.
Just having a look at the Melbourne Knights bench as well. Got Theo Oresti, Morris Nugent, Mark Ochieng. Probably more defensive-minded players. And also Stepan Bilic and Jake Ellenberger. So we'll see if Mick Calandrella decides to make any changes at the halftime interval. Lewis Gilboy's probably been their one outlet that has looked most likely early on in this one. Ideally, they'd like to get Fraser Dunlop involved a bit more on the left-hand side. Ball scrambling in the box, cleared. And Lucas Portelli and Luke Adams have done well to manage the threat of Josh Diven so far. Late challenge there. And the referee will pull out the first yellow card of this one by the looks of it. And he's walking over to Adam Otto. And that will be a yellow card for the Melbourne Knights left back. Just mistimed his challenge by half a second there. And caught. I think it was Blumenthal he caught there late. And a free kick now on this right-hand side for Langwarrin, looking to extend their lead. Let's see what happens.
Well, just as we said, there haven't been much stoppages. There was probably about a minute or so there. But anyway, it's going to be a free kick to Langwarrin. Popo to take it on that far side. Lifts it towards the back of the post. Looking there for Adams. Lockhead, the goal scorer, going to the back of the post. And now it's cleared away by the Knights. And here come the Reds. Or do they? Gonzalez. A little flick on there. It's a race for the ball. Cleared away, but only as far as Tavella over here, right in front of the commentary position. Haji trying to move the ball forward. Tavella now. Nice little flick on. Is there going to be a free kick there for Kolic? No. Webb now goes around one, goes around two. Goes too far, and Otto now. Pace has certainly picked up in those last couple of minutes, and there's a push there. And Josh Diven wasn't very happy with the referee, saying it's happened on multiple occasions. And the referee's turned around and rewarded him by giving him a yellow card. But it happened about a minute ago. There's a push right in front of the referee's eyes, and Well, Divon's got that free kick, but he's also got a yellow card. And we've just gone into the 46th minute, so we'll keep an eye out on the assistant referee to see just how much time is to be added on. I believe it was only about a minute or 2 minutes. But this could be the last chance for the Knights. Free kick, Korlich standing over the ball. Kardelovic coming over to give him a word of advice. And Korlich weighing up his options, looking at the possibility of maybe a long drive, or he's going to set it up. He does. Dunlop on that far side. Comes in low, and that's half time. Came in low, and it looked like it may have been a corner in the end, but it wasn't going to eventuate. It's half time here at Tom Set Stadium as the celebration continues off the park. On the park, the Knights still have got a bit of work to do. They're 1-0 down to Langwarrin, and Langwarrin playing for their survival. A lot to look forward to in the second half. We're going to see you in 15 minutes' time when we return for the second half here at Tom Set Stadium.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second half here at Tomset Stadium. This round 25 clash between the Melbourne Knights and Langwarrin. 1-0 to Langwarrin with that Scott Lockhead goal early in the first half. A substitution here from Mick Calandrella at half-time. Coming on, number 4, Maurice Nugent. Direct replacement for number 20, Ismail Haji. Nugent, you would think, will slot straight into that role in the heart of midfield, as we are about to get underway here. And the Knights will be hoping to put the cherry on top of this campaign and secure the victory here in their final home game of season 2026. Back underway here at Tomset Stadium. Ivan Gudigic on the call alongside Tonchi Prusats. Tonchi, must say, probably a little bit of a dour affair in the first half, especially after that early Langwarrin goal. They've been happy. That's probably gone to plan for them, considering they only need a point out of this one today.
Yeah, Scott Lockhead opening the scoring in the 6th minute, and we thought that may actually ignite the game. On the contrary, just seemed to slow things down. Was a bit of a dour struggle to get through that first half. There wasn't much apart from that. We had 2 late yellow cards. Both recipients were Melbourne Knights players, Adam Otto and Josh Diven. Josh Diven for some dissent late in the game. But, that halftime substitution there, Nugent coming on. Probably a good move as well. Haji was seemed a little bit out of sorts in that first half. Distribution more so than anything else just seemed to be lacking there. He had some good opportunities to create something from the back, but it just that distribution let his teammates down. As we've talked about it, it's more important this game, the outcome of this game for Langwarrin, who are indeed fighting for their survival, for their VPL1 survival. The Knights, even though they've taken the title, they've ensured promotion to next year's NPL Victoria competition. Nonetheless, it is, despite the fact that it is a party atmosphere, a celebration, and after the game they're planning on some lots of celebrations in the Mark Viduka Lounge afterwards. Nonetheless, Calandrella's troops will no doubt want to leave the field having won today's game. So expect a battle from both teams in this second half, as the Tavalla now looking for options. The new man on the ground, Nugent, also involved in that series of events there. But one thing that is going to be quite hard is that sun. It's going, as it's coming down, it's straight in our eyes. And mate, me and you, we've had some fantastic weather conditions throughout the season. I do remember that one foggy day at Churchill Reserve, or foggy night, and you just could not see the line in front of you, let alone what was happening in the middle of the park. But anyway, it's the Knights now with an opportunity to go forward. Ishak, he's run about 30 metres with the ball. He's lost the ball and he's lost possession there as he brings down Blumenthal, and a free kick for Langwarrin.
As we've touched on earlier today, Langwarrin just need the solitary point from either of their final 2 fixtures to stay up in VPL1 football. North Sunshine Eagles are the team they have to catch, currently ahead of them on goal difference. As that one's just overhit by Adam Otto. Of course, made the move across from Altona City last season. Otto's been a consistent performer at left back all year for the Knights. Here's Dunlop. Inboard. Here's Ishak. Diven fights, keeps the ball. Here's Corlidge. And Gonzalez on the half turn. Gilboy out on the right-hand side. That's exactly where he goes. Lewis Gilboy, 1v1, step over. Cuts in board. Here's Corlidge. Gonzalez into Diven. And Langwarrin escape with the ball. Long searching ball. Nobody home for Langwarrin. The Knights can regroup and launch another attack. Langwarrin happy to relinquish possession and sit in that solid low block. The Knights hoping that the injection of Morris Nugent into the midfield can help them in this second half. Here's Ishak. Corlich. Adam Otto. Cuts him board. Onto his non-preferred right. Has a swing. Shot blocked. And that one is cleared. It will be a Melbourne Knights throw-in.
Certainly a lot more promising for the Knights in these opening stages of the second half. Gone 5 minutes of the second half, and here's another opportunity. Cleared away by the defence. Tavalla on that far side, doing battle with Youngs. He's been pushed over the ball. No free kick, says the referee. Popo. And the ball somehow manages to poke itself to Fatemi. McGeorge now gets knocked over. Referee waves play on. Nugent. 1-2. Corlich now. Nugent now has it. Strikes with his left foot. Josh Diven now on the edge of the box. Goes all the way back to Otto. The Knights looking for an opportunity. And Otto with the outside of his foot. I thought he was going to cross it for there, but he actually went for the shot. Or might have been a miscued shot. In the end, though, no danger for Langwarrin. And it's a goal kick now for the boys in blue. Kicking to the right of your screen. 1-0 at the moment. A 6th minute Scott Lockhead goal. Sides. And already in these opening 6 minutes, we've seen a lot more of a frenetic pace. The Knights attacking. They've been given a bit of a dressing down probably at half time. Corliss now fighting for the ball in the middle of the park. Poked away, but it's Popo. But it's going to be a free kick to the Knights there on the halfway line, or near the halfway line. Looks like Ishak. No, it wasn't, in fact. It was Atticus Gonzalez brought down. Ishak now has the ball. Goes out to the right looking for Gilboy. Tavalla for the Knights. Karlovic back to Tavalla. He goes inboard to Nugent. Flicks it on to Ishak. Got a bit of space now. Looking for his options. To his left he spies Otto. Gonzalez brought down. He's going to get a free kick now. Definitely the Knights looking a lot more dangerous in these opening stages.
Yeah, they've got possession a little bit higher up the pitch. Just looking for those pockets where they can penetrate the Langwarrin defence. Corlich standing over this one. Otto just floating on this left-hand side. Maybe Corlich will go short. He will. Well read by Langwarrin. Corlich. Inboard to Ishak. Bit of interplay there, just unable to pierce their way through. Langwarrin very resolute. We'll await to see if there's any other changes in this second half. Just the one at half time. Langwarrin, no substitutions. Coach Jamie Scully happy with how this game is going so far. Adam Otto on a run, on his left foot. He's put the shooting boots on at half time. That's his second shot. Unable to find the target there. Just goes across the face. Will be a Langwarrin goal kick here. 55 minutes in. Langwarrin potentially 35 minutes away from securing survival in this competition. As that one's cleared by Ishak. And Dunlop's unable to get that one as it trickles out. Langwarrin happy to take their time here, just soak up the minutes and try and hold on to this result. Even if they concede one more, that's enough for them. Corlich down the line. And Langwarrin bring it out of defence now. Direct ball. Finds Ishak. Unable to bring it down. Here's Webb. Out wide. Blumenthal. 1v1. Cut back across the box. 2-0. Langwarrin. And it's Tom Youngs at the back post. Long ball into the heart of the Knights' defence. Ishak unable to bring it under control. And Langwarrin have kicked off their counter-attack. Released Blumenthal on the right wing. And his searching ball across the face of goal has found Tom Youngs for an easy tap-in finish.
Well, it probably started there from in the middle of the park where Ishak tried to do a little bit of fancy work there on his thigh and tried to knock it forward. Lost the ball, but then what happened after that? That was the key moment there where the Langwarrin side were able to turn it over very, very quickly, get it out wide. The cross came into the back post, and Youngs was able to get there before any of the Melbourne Knights defenders. And in the end, we've got a 2-0 scoreline. Just when we thought that the Melbourne Knights were really, really coming into the game, and they were the first 10 minutes, they were starting to take some shots, they were starting to create chances. They've certainly got their backs against the wall now. And it has been somewhat of a lackluster game early in the piece, but this will certainly, I'm sure, we said this after 6 minutes in the first half, that it's going to ignite the game. Well, surely now, Langwarrin 2, Melbourne Knights 0 in the, 57th minute. Surely this will ignite the game as far as the Knights is concerned. And once again, that was Otto going in forward. He's had a good start to this second half, and the ball goes for a throw-in. Ishak to take it virtually right on the halfway line. Corlich has been a little bit quiet today. Goes for a long ball looking for Gilboy. He's doing battle there with Popo on that far side. Popo now trying to kick it forward. He does. Lockhead now. Being chased by Corlich. McGeorge now, the captain. Gets it out wide to Blumenthal. And here comes Langwarrin again, looking really dangerous. There's a bit, was that Ishak? Is he going to get a card? He is. He brought down Webb. And the third yellow card of the afternoon issued, and the third yellow card to the Melbourne Knights. Asan Ishak, the perpetrator on that occasion, pulling Webb back, and now it's Langwarrin in a dangerous situation for the Knights. They've got an opportunity to go forward, and capitalise on this. And could we see a 3-0 scoreline just before the 59th minute?
Alan Webb with one of his trademark forward runs into the channel there. Just got on the right side of Ishak, and they got tangled up. Webb was through out wide. The referee had no choice but to dish out a yellow card. Langwarrin with a free kick on this right near side. Ball into the box. Good delivery. Here's Corlich. Driving forward. Out wide. Dunlop. Cuts inboard. Onto his right foot. Will he pull the trigger? He will. Gilboy. Back post. couldn't get his foot to it. Good bit of intent there, and that will be a corner kick to the Knights. Half an hour to reduce this deficit. Ball floated in. Well cleared by Langwarrin. Young's away. Gonzalez. 1-2 with Nugent. 1v1 with Portelli. Cross blocked. McGeorge out to Webb. Webb 1v1 with Ishak. Kicks, runs. He's got the pace. Only one more man to beat. Alan Webb down the line. Good defending from Adam Otto. But fantastic play from Alan Webb to win his side. Another corner kick. As the Knights creep more forward, looking for a goal or two to try and level up this one. Webb's going to have lots of space there, Tonchi, on the counter-attack.
I'll tell you what, the veteran there showed a clean pair of heels on that occasion. Some desperate defending there in the end, managed to thwart that, but he looked very, very dangerous. And on that counter-attack, Langwarrin again starting to show that they can be quite dangerous there. It's a corner now for Langwarrin. Just ticked over the hour mark. Ball goes towards the back of the post now. And here's an opportunity for the Knights. Corlic to Gilboy. Can he ride a tackle there? He can, but he can't. Then he picks it up again. Karlovic now goes back to his keeper. Matty, who's had a real torrid time in the goals today, conceding 2 goals, although he hasn't played too bad himself. But it's not the result he wants at the moment. And Langwarrin threatening on numerous occasions. Tavala back to Karlovic. To Ishak, who has been quite active in the second half. To Otto. Back to Ishak. We keep harping on about how Langwarrin have been very well structured at the back. Their defence has been very, very disciplined today. Diven looking to go out to the left. Good turn there by Nugent. Gilboy on the far side. He's been waiting for his opportunity. Gonzalez. A spectacular attempt there. Otto to Corlic. What can the Knights do here? Diven lays it off, but it's intercepted. And now here come Langwarrin again, but well read there by Matty. He knew what was coming. He came off his line. Ishak now. Slowing it down to Corlic now. Turns around to his left. Otto. Otto goes to the back post. There are no Knights players. Rather, Popo for Langwarrin managed to head the ball out. It's going to be a corner kick. And Corlic running to that far side. He's going to take it. It just seems to me the Knights seem out of ideas going forward, Ivan.
As we see this corner kick whipped in, back post. Nugent rises, gets it back across goal. And it will be another corner kick. Corlic again to take. Another floated ball. Nugent nods it towards goal. But the Langwarrin keeper claims. And it will be a goal kick. Yeah, we're seeing Luka Corlic sort of operate in his deeper midfield position in this second half to try and get on the ball. And he's just unable to... He's probably the one you want in those pockets in between the defence and midfield as a substitution here. Triple substitution. Mark Ochieng coming on. Theo Oresti also coming on for the Knights. And the final addition will be Jake Ellenberger, as Mick Calandrella makes a triple substitution here. Marko Tavella has come off, Thomas Karlovic the other one, and Fraser Dunlop, the third player to exit this game here. 65 minutes in. Yeah, Corlic has had quite a bit of the ball in this second half, but probably been a little bit stagnant ahead of him as he's trying to get involved and create a few openings. And I think Corlic is the one you want operating in those pockets. Ideally, Nugent and Gonzalez can get involved a little bit more. And hopefully they get some more output. Obviously, they've made a change on this left flank with Ellenberger coming in for Fraser Dunlop. And that one just overhit there from Morris Nugent. Of course, Nathan Flanagan's a big exclusion as well from today's matchday squad. He was electric last week. Worked tirelessly up the flank in that 1-1 draw with Port Melbourne. And has that agility, that speed, that nous on the ball to create chances. Lewis Gilboy, very much a good 1v1 player as well. Probably a bit more direct, same as Fraser Dunlop. So they'll be hoping to unlock this Langwarrin defence as McGeorge clears. And Ochieng retreats back to Matty. Drop of the shoulder from Aresti. Adams strong in the air. Here's Ellenberger. Now Nugent. Out to Gonzalez. Gilboy can't beat his man, but does draw a foul in a dangerous position for the Knights. Free kick to come.
Well, I guess that triple substitution tells you Mick Calandrella's intentions, wanting to make some quick adjustments to the team, hoping to inject a little bit of an intensity into the side that has been a bit lacking today. Kind of understandable because they're not really playing for anything. Everything's been achieved. However, pride is certainly at stake. Ball goes now to the... And Diven now almost has an opportunity to flick it on. Unfortunately for him, it goes to the side of the upright Langwarrin goal. Look, plenty of time. There's still plenty of time. There's another 25 minutes, 23 minutes of regulation time. And certainly there have been quite a few stoppages, so more time to be added on. The Knights have just got one more substitution to make. I think Langwarrin at the moment haven't made any substitutions. They're obviously hedging their bets on the final stages of this game. But goal kick for Langwarrin. Certainly the supporters here, the MCF, the Melbourne Knights active supporters, they've picked up their pace. They're becoming a lot louder, really egging their team on. Ellenberger now. He's got the ball on the edge of the box. He's going to let it go because it is a corner. And he's one of those three substitutes that have arrived, along with Theo Aresti and Mark Ochieng as well. Corner kick for the Knights. Let's see what they can do. Otto. He's been certainly a lot more active in this second half. Corlic onto his left boot to the top of the box. Nugent. And it's spilt there by the goalkeeper, Diven. Now, here's an attempted shot there by Gilboy. It's ricocheted off one of the Langwarrin defenders, and it's going to be another corner kick now to the Knights in quick succession.
Corner kick here. Corlic preparing to take. Referee just checking on a few players there down. "20 minutes to go here. What can the Knights dish up in their search to level up this one?" Corlidge, in swinger, back post. Cleared across the line. Here's Gilboy, out to Corlidge. Low ball, can't be the front man. Now here's Adam Otto. Another shot from Otto. And that one across the face again. There will be a Langwarrin goal kick. They're in no rush to take this one. Considering we touched on their poorest defence so far this season, Langwarrin have been very, very solid behind the ball today. It's been a team effort. They've all played their role. No substitutions as of yet for the visiting side. They'll be hoping they can hold on for a little while more to lock in this result.
The sun really starts to set down over the back of Tomset Stadium's grandstand. It's becoming more and more difficult to actually see what is happening on the park. We're certainly going to do our best in these last 20 minutes. Bit of desperation starting to creep into the Knights game. Ishak now with the ball, coming to the near side. He's got Ellenberger further upfield, but he goes back to Otto, who's probably been the Knights' main player in this second half. He's certainly got his scoring boots on, but some of his shots have been very, very wayward. Nonetheless, the more law of averages, I guess, the more you have shots, sooner or later one's going to go in. And I just get the feeling that a goal here for the Knights will really, really ignite the game. Been looking for that spark all game that would ignite it. And at the moment, Langwarrin, as you said, Ivan, their defence has been incredibly disciplined, incredibly well structured, and it's cleared away there by Luke Adams. Throw into the Knights. Ochieng on that far side. Diven trying to make some room. Gilboy now, right in the corner. Tries to turn. There's players slipping left, right and centre. And Youngs, the goal scorer of that second goal, kicks it into Gilboy for a throw into Langwarrin. But you can see a little bit of desperation starting to creep into the Knights game. They know that with about 20 minutes to go, they've still got the game if they want it. And it will be up to them now for the last, well, in the next 5 minutes, I'd say, to score a goal and pull one back and then really launch an assault to get a result out of this game. But it has been certainly a lot more of an entertaining second half here at Tomset Stadium, Ivan.
Melbourne Knights have had the lion's share of possession in this second half. Been unable to create many clear-cut openings. Ishak to Nugent, to Aresti. Ochieng. Ball delivered in, well cleared. Comes back in. Diven lays off, but can only find McGeorge. Here's Mark Ochieng. And Langwarrin come away with it. Through for Temi. Can he find the switch? He can't. Straight into the hands of Gab Maddy. Here's Corlidge. Out to Ellenberger. Otto with some space. Goes back to Ellenberger. 1v1 with McGeorge. Cuts inside. Shouts for a penalty. Waved away. And it will be a Melbourne Knights throw-in, but there is a player down in the Langwarrin box. just when Ellenberger skipped past. Must have just landed awkwardly there. And Langwarrin will be more than happy to soak up some time here. Didn't look too bad. But we'll see if he can continue. Gestures towards the Langwarrin bench for a substitution. It looks like it's Benjamin Mason. That's a player down. He looks okay to continue. Ball comes in. Corlic. Diven. Well cleared. Here's for Temi. And he draws the foul. And now it looks like both for Temi and it might be Mason that's gone down again. Looking to get some treatment here. 15 minutes ago at Tomset Stadium. Final home game for the champions of VPL1 Melbourne Knights. And Langwarrin oh so close to securing safety.
Well, while there's a bit of a break, we actually have to acknowledge Langwarrin. The Langwarrin players, before the game, they made that traditional champions guard of honour. And it was really nice to see, actually, a good act of sportsmanship. In Europe, they traditionally do it to acknowledge the newly crowned champions. And the Melbourne Knights players came out onto the park through a Langwarrin guard of honour. So well done to the Langwarrin players. Great sportsmanship prior to the game. We can see players just falling left, right and centre at the moment. Probably a testament to the warm conditions out there today. Unusually warm conditions, I guess. They're not used to it. And also the kickoff time, 3 p.m. kickoff, probably a little bit unusual. But at the moment, Langwarrin will certainly walk off the park with their VPL1 survival intact for next season. They'll be happy if things don't change. The Knights probably won't be happy with the result of today's game, but nonetheless, they'll be certainly happy with the outcome of the season, and more importantly, the fact that they will be promoted to the NPL1 competition. There's a substitution that has been made, and that player that was down on the ground, he's come off, and that was number Benjamin Mason, number 16, who'd come on, and it's Charlie Fry coming on, the number 15, who's right in front of our commentary position here. He's on the halfway line. Lockhead now, Corlic for the Knights. Lockhead and Corlic. Lockhead gets the ball. He's got a bit of space there, streaming forward. Gilboy running back. McGeorge now. Ochieng goes forward to Diven. He hasn't got too many players around him. He holds the ball, gives it back to Ochieng. Back to Diven. Those two are playing a bit of a 1-2. And a nice little ball for Ellenberger to get through. That was Gonzalez. Probably had a little bit too much power behind it, and the Langwarrin goalkeeper, Jonty Benfield, manages to kick the ball further afield, but all he does is kick it to his opposite number at the far end, Gabriel Matti. Ishak now, right in front of our commentary position, to Corlic. He goes out to Ellenberger, the fresh man, fresh legs. Ellenberger still has the ball to Nugent in the middle of the park. He tries to get through a couple of Langwarrin players, unable to do so. Gonzalez to Ochieng. He's got some space on the edge of the box. He launches, and a good power shot there that really had Benfield troubled. He had to knock the ball up in the air and take a second bite of the cherry, but he managed to do so. It's still 2-0 to Langwarrin as we hit 79 minutes here at Tomset Stadium.
Here's the Knights, inboard. Ellenberger on this left-hand side, calling for it. Fry does well to intercept. Otto driving forward. Cuts inboard. Tackle from McGeorge. Ball falls out to Nugent. Here's Diven. Ball to the back post. Hopeful. Can't find Gilboy. And referee has adjudged that one to be a foul. It might not be the Melbourne Knights' day today, Tonchi, but their supporters, they're erupting here on the Quarry Hill, celebrating their team becoming VPL1 champions for season 2026. And I'm sure the celebrations will kick on long into the night. Benfield to restart here for Langwarrin. Ball with Corlish to Diven. Loses his footing momentarily, but can find Ellenberger. Darts into the box. Here's Ellenberger. Step over. Diven on target, but Benfield is up to the task.
Maybe the camera won't be able to pick it up, but just in front of us, the Melbourne Knights supporters are unveiling a banner in recognising 20 years of existence. So stemming back, I guess, from the old post-NSL era. It was 20 years, so happy birthday to the MCF supporters. But the Knights might not be their day, but the party celebrations certainly are starting and continuing here. And it will after the game, as Langwarrin, they'll be also partying, no doubt, in their dressing rooms and on the way back to Langwarrin, because they look certainly like they have secured survival in next year's VPL competition. A free kick now to Knights. And it's Thomas Youngs. He's been one of Langwarrin's better players. And I guess with about, 10 minutes to go, Ivan, who do you think have been the players that have had most of the impact or have had a major impact on the game today?
Yeah, look, Langwarrin have been very solid across the park. I mean, their whole back four has really snuffed out any major opportunities for the Knights. Of course, Scott Lockhead with the opening goal. And Sayed Fatemi has been dangerous in those pockets. I think the game has panned out exactly as they would have hoped. Get an early goal and defend as a team, and they've done that. And that Tom Young's second goal as well put the cherry on top for Langy earlier in this second half. Knights still desperate, trying to score one or two to bring back some parity here. But yeah, definitely impressive full team performance from the visiting side. As the sun sets here on a beautiful afternoon at Tomset Stadium. Seven minutes of regular time. You would assume there'd be a few minutes of stoppage time, probably 10 minutes to play here. And Langwarrin will be thrilled with this result if it stays as is. Ball with Matty now. Here's Adam Otto. Unable to find a teammate. Ball scrambles in. Corlish finds Nugent and they go out on the right-hand side. Here's Aresti. Into Gonzalez. Well defended by McGeorge. Ball out to Otto. It's been in very advanced positions this second half. In a search to peg one back for the Knights. Well cleared by Lucas Portelli. And just having a quick look around the grounds in playoff implications. It is also a 2-0 scoreline at Petty's Reserve. Melbourne victory up 2 goals with about 20 minutes to play in that one against Manningham. That will lock them in for finals football and will dash the hopes of Manningham. Melbourne victory will jump up to 4th position and we'll be hoping to win another game next week to consolidate a home playoff final. And then the final spot in the VPL1 playoffs will either be the Eltham Redbacks or Melbourne Serbia. Currently the Eltham Redbacks 2 points ahead and they'll be hosting the Melbourne Knights next week. They'll probably just need a point there to lock in a spot in playoffs football.
Be interesting to see next week's lineup. Will Mick Calandrella try and blood some of the under-23s players? As we said, they haven't really got anything to play for, and there's some exciting young talent. There is one young fella on the bench at the moment, Stepan Bilic, who hasn't come on as yet. I'm wondering if he will be making his way sooner or later. But Alan Berger, who has come on just recently, he's been quite active. He's got the ball on the edge of the box to Otto. Nugent now goes out to the far side, but Popo intercepts for Langwarrin. Webb. Nugent once again, really, really hard-working stuff there. Diven now. He's got 2 players to contend with. He can't get through him. Adams in the end manages to get it out to Webb. Oh, no, it's not Webb, rather. It's Youngs. Popo now. McGeorge, the captain. He's got a couple of players around him. The Knights players desperate to try and rescue this result. Ochieng now. Goes in board. Gonzalez. Corlich now. Out to Alan Berger. Familiar territory for Alan Berger on that near side. Nugent now. Ochieng on the edge of the box. He lets fly. He had space. He saw the window. He went for it. Unfortunately for him and for the Knights supporters here at Tomset Stadium, he wasn't able to latch onto it the way he would have liked to, and the ball sailed well wide of the target. Good crowd here, as we said. There's probably just as many supporters on this near side, on the famous Quarry Hill side, as there is in the grandstand. And certainly the MCF supporters very loud throughout the game today. It's a sea of colour, banners, confetti, flags, all sorts of things. And they've been well behaved all afternoon, so it's good to see. Ochieng now looking for Corlich in the middle of the park, unable to control it. George now knocks it back to Adams, goes further afield looking for Webb, who's caught between 2 Knights players. Ishak now. After a bit of a shaky start in the second half, he's done quite well in the latter part stages of this game. Aresti now, streaming forward, looking for an opportunity, but it's now in possession with Langwarrin. Webb got it out to Young. It went too far, and once again, it's now the Knights with the ball. Ishak. There was a substitution. Bilic did come on for Gilboy. So the youngster now is on the park. Gonzalez. To Nugent, out to Ochieng. A little bit of a flick on there. Wasn't well timed there by Gonzalez, but lucky for him, the Langwarrin players knocked the ball out. Great to see a youngster from the club, homegrown talent, number 14, Stjepan Bilic, on the park. And he came on to replace Lewis Gilboy, who's had a pretty good game. He's probably one of the better performed Knights players this afternoon.
Final moments here at Tomset Stadium. Yeah, this second half, Tonchi, the Knights, they've dominated possession, but just haven't been able to string those passes together and unlock the Langwarrin defence. They've had a few hopeful balls into the box, a few long-range efforts from the likes of Ochieng and Otto, but just unable to really trouble Jonty Benfield in that Langwarrin goal. As ball comes forward here to Alan Webb. 1v1 with the Resty. Looks for Tom Youngs. Goes with the outside of the foot, but he's unable to find him. Ball falls back now. Here's for Temi. Lockhead for Temi. Deflected strike. Safely into the hands of Gab Matty. And as the final moments of this one take place, it does look like the North Sunshine Eagles will be relegated to VPL2 football, and Langwarrin will maintain their place in the VPL1 competition for season 2027. As Tom Youngs just goes down now. Would have been nice, Tonchi, for the Knights to cap off their season with a win in their final home game. But I think the supporters don't really mind. They're happy that their team are champions and back into the top flight of Victorian football. As for Langwarrin, they did make some good mid-season signings. They've bolstered their squad. They've done enough. And I think they can really springboard and have a better campaign in season 2027.
Yeah, party celebration starting here. Definitely the volume has gone up just that little bit louder. And there's a late substitution for Langwarrin now. I think it's Jed Haganar's coming on. We'll just keep an eye out who that player was that came off. But Langwarrin certainly have got the game under control. They've got the results stitched up. What they wanted, they came here for a point or 3 points, and they got 3 points. Referee waves play on, player brought down in the box, or just outside the box. Ellenberger now. He's really relished this opportunity late in the game to have the ball at his feet quite a fair bit. He goes forward looking for Diven. Unable to control, the ball's headed away. There by Adams, and it's going to be a throw-in deep inside the Melbourne Knights attacking half. Only seconds, maybe, only a minute at best. Corlich now to Otto. Back to Corlich. Goes in the middle of the park where he finds Ochieng. Ochieng out wide, looking for and finding Aresti. Corlich follows through, giving him an option. Aresti trying to get through. Just too many players there for Langwarrin. And it's Popo now. Clearing it, looking for Webb. But Webb's got 2 players to contend with. Ishak in the end gets that ball. To his left he finds Otto. To his left he finds Ellenberger. And now Ellenberger lets fly with his right foot. Ball goes well over the target. As the MCF continue their celebrations, all eyes on the referee now to draw the curtains on what has been a, I won't say a dour game, but maybe the first half may have been that. But it's certainly the second half. Had a goal, had several yellow cards as well. Attacking opportunities at both ends. So it certainly was an entertaining second half, that's for sure, Ivan.
Yeah, Jamie Scully and his men from Langwarrin have executed their plan to perfection today. They've been solid across the back. Their midfielders work tirelessly. And their attackers have linked up well on the counter-attack. Here's Lockhead. Looking for Webb. And there it is. The final whistle here at Tomset Stadium in this round 25 VPL1 clash. Langwarrin, the visiting side, running out 2-0 winners. Goals to Scott Lockhead in the first half and Tom Youngs in the second half are enough to get them the 3 points today. And probably cap off what's been a disappointing season for Langwarrin. But ultimately, with those 3 points today, they have survived the drop and they have maintained their spot in VPL1 football for 2027. As for the home side, they couldn't get the chocolates today, the Melbourne Knights. But they won't be too bothered by that one. They've run out with 1 round to go next week as VPL1 champions for season 2026. And they'll be playing in the top flight in NPL Victoria in season 2027. That's all from Tomset Stadium this afternoon, folks. Thanks for tuning in on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. Final score here at Tomset Stadium. Melbourne Knights 0, Langwarrin 2.
Thanks, everyone.